Hi, good day. Today I will share with you our optimally extracted premium Sacha Inchi seed oil itself, whereby it's 100% Sacha Inchi seed oil in one bottle. Okay, so this seed oil is rich in omega-3, 6, and 9. The most fundamental and the most important part about this seed oil is the omega content. First of all, when we talk about omega, we all know that when we consume too much of oil, too much of fat can bring a lot of health issues to our body, including high cholesterol level, a lot of obesity issue, and even can relate to high blood pressure, stroke, and even heart attack. So that's the reason why a lot of people are quite afraid of oil consumption, fat consumption. But recent years, you can see that a lot of scientific research showed us and even recommended to us we need to take oil to counter this issue. But what type of oil? The good oil, whereby it contains omega in there. And among the omega that is being renowned good for blood circulation, cholesterol level is omega-3, 6, and 9. The most popular is omega-3. And why it happens that way is due to the first very beginning research, whereby scientists are actually quite doubtful that moment and actually do not know what's the answer behind one particular incident. What incident is that? Is they're doing a lot of research on Eskimos, those staying in the Arctic, whereby no plant can grow, every day is like snowing. So what they choose for their diet is basically meat every day, and a lot of their meat consumption is from the sea. And they've been taking a lot of deep sea fish together with the fat content of it to keep themselves warm. And when we know that time, you take too much fat, what will happen? You have clogged arteries, you have stroke, you have heart attack. But they found out that those people from the Eskimo have much lower incidence of cholesterol issue, high blood pressure issue, even stroke and heart attack. That moment, that time, scientists can't figure out what's really happening. Taking so much oil, so much fat, but yet cholesterol level very well within the normal range, and the incidence of stroke and heart attack is kind of relatively low compared to the rest of the surrounding countries. And then they found out that what is the answer? Like I mentioned earlier on, is the omega-3 content found in the deep sea fish that have been protecting them all this while. And from there onward, it's been history. Everyone knows that omega-3 is very important for our health. Not only in the terms of the circulation, it's also very good for our brain. A lot of research have shown that for pregnant mothers, when they are expecting their child, they've been consuming sufficient omega-3, and during the first few years of the childhood baby, that time, okay, when they take sufficient omega-3, it's been proven that it can increase their IQ in many ways. That's why you can see for the brain development, we require a lot of good oil omega, especially omega-3. And if you really look into our brain, it's basically made out of 50 to 60% of fat. And what fat? The good omega fat, omega-3, 6, and 9. All the 3, 6, 9s are important for our health, and you can see that not only our brain, our heart benefit from it, from our skin to our joints also benefit from it, because omega-3 is renowned for its anti-inflammation property. So when we have a knock, when we're injured, when we're cut, and then the area will swollen, get red, this is called inflammation. So to reduce inflammation, we call it anti-inflammation. Omega-3 is renowned for that too. That's the reason why you notice every day we've been told, and the nutritionist has been advising you to take sufficient omega-3, is because of the multiple beneficial effects of it. So Sacha Inchi seed oil, how's the omega content? Is it really that high? If you look into this chart, you can see that this is comparison about all the oil available, most of the oil available in the market, especially the cooking oil that you purchase. So in comparison, you can see that Sacha Inchi seed oil here, the omega-3 is 45%, omega-6 39%, omega-9 9%. When you total it up, it's above 90%. That means the whole bottle of oil is above 90% is made up of all the good omega-3, 6, 9. In comparison to fish oil, you can see that the omega-3 is quite high relative, 17% to the normal, around 30. If 17 is roughly mostly those fish that is being reared by the seaside. If from deep sea, it can go all the way up to around 30%. But only 30% is omega-3. The rest, around 2 to 5% omega-6 and then 0% omega-9. So most of the fish fat is not things that we want. Not is 100% omega-3. It's only a small portion is omega-3. The rest is not the oil that we need. And you compare to canola oil, you can see that, oh, this one also quite high in omega-369, but very high in omega-9, around 60% above, whereby our body do not require that much of omega-9. Even though 369, each and every one is important, but if you look into nutrition in depth itself, the essential fatty acid, the real one that we really need every day is omega-3 and omega-6. Omega-9 is not in the essential fatty acids, EFA. So you can see that omega-9 is more like optional. We do not need it in abundance, but a little bit will be sufficient already. That's the reason why the ratio of 369 is very important. And for Sacha Inchi, the ratio is the golden ratio, whereby if you look at omega-3, 6, and 9 is the ratio of 5:4:1. The ratio, okay? 50% among it is roughly around omega-3, 40% omega-6, and 10% is around omega-9. So the 5:4:1 ratio is the golden ratio of omega found in the food in the market and in all the sources that you can find. Sacha Inchi is one and the only at the moment with the ratio of 5:4:1. If you compare with Indian primrose oil, the EPO, you can say it's only high in omega-6, totally lacking in omega-3 and 9. Even though the coconut oil also lacking in omega. Coconut doesn't have much of the omega, you can see that it's very low. Even though in 0 omega-3, around 1% omega-3, omega-6, and then 5% in omega-9. You can see that it's not high in omega. And the palm oil that we usually use for cooking, you might say that, oh, it's enhanced with a lot of omega. As you can see, originally is 0 in omega-3, only high in omega-9. Then comes back to the questions. Every day I've been using this cooking oil and fortified and rich with omega. Isn't that sufficient? First thing we need to look into is added in. So it's not natural in there. It's added in, fortified or enriched. So the original oil is added something in. So the stability of the omega and how your body perceive it is not something that we usually can predict. If something natural like Sacha Inchi originally comes with 5:4:1 omega-369 is definitely much better in terms of the body acceptance level and how your body utilize it. This is the first point. Second point, when you cook the cooking oil, okay, the omega in there will be spoiled. A lot of research have been done showing that omega it's quite heat sensitive. Too much heat stuff, the omega will break. The oil will break and then no more omega. So when you consume it, you won't see that much of result. That's the reason why when you buy cooking oil, you have to be extra careful on this part. If you spend so much on the cooking oil, whereby high in omega, later on you bring back to cook deep fried, the omega will be gone. You won't get the benefit of it. That's the reason why when cooking oil, you have to be extra careful. A lot of people will have two types of oil. One meant for cooking, one meant for raw consumption, okay, for salad dressing. Because the salad dressing one, definitely we want it to be high omega, so nothing spoiled. And another thing I want to bring it up is the oil that you buy. Nowadays, a lot in the markets are refined oil. Refined oil, maybe you look at the label, it's written high in omega, but what is refined oil? Refined oil is from crude oil, a bit lower quality of oil, been through a lot of processing, a lot of chemical processing to be made into the cooking oil. So originally, it's not a very good source already. Even though it's added a little bit omega in there, you still do not get you would not reap the best benefit of omega. That's the reason why selecting a good oil is very crucial. And first of all, we want to get the oil in its original state. Lesser processing, the best. That's the reason why our optimally extracted Sacha Inchi seed oil, the premium, is only one ingredient there, Sacha Inchi seed oil, and we use screw extraction method, whereby from the seed itself, we just crush it to get the oil. The easiest way of getting it. And you can see that our oil is natural form, and all our oil is in organic certified. You can see that we get the best source of the oil, and this oil is very, very good in terms of usage at home for your cooking. Just now I mentioned omega, you cook, omega-3 will be spoiled, omega-6 will be spoiled. How about Sacha Inchi seed oil? The answer, can we use it for cooking? Yes, because Sacha Inchi seed oil to me is like a dual features, dual function oil, whereby you can use it for cooking, for hot dishes, and you can also use it for cool dishes, no issue. Really true, you can see from this research paper, it shows that Sacha Inchi seed oil has been exposed to heat 160 degrees Celsius for 6 minutes, you can see that the content of omega-3 in it doesn't drop but increase. You might wonder, Charles, if omega-3 breaks down a little bit, I can accept. Decrease a little bit, I can accept. But how can it increase? It's very simple because of the heat stability of the omega-369 found in Sacha Inchi. For example, it started out with 100 ml. When you heat it up, some will evaporize already. In the end, maybe you have 90. So from originally 45% of the oil is omega-3 in 100 ml of oil. Now exactly 45% from the beginning, 45 ml of omega-3 in 90 ml of oil. So indirectly the percentage increase because lesser oil, but the omega still remain the same content. So you can see that the omega increase. That's the reason why I've been telling you that the Sacha Inchi seed oil, with the natural process in its original form with the ratio of 5:1 omega-3, 6 and 9, it is heat stable. It can withstand heat, and when you use it for cooking and even eat raw itself, you still get the best benefit of the omega-3, 6 and 9. Okay, so how much do you consume a day? So in our package here, you can see that we have a box of our optimally extracted premium Sacha Inchi oil, whereby it comes in dual bottle. That means a box, you have 2 bottles of the Sacha Inchi seed oil. One bottle is 125 ml. The nutrition leveling is all there. So how much you need to consume a day? If you consume it raw itself, I recommend you taking around 1 to 2 teaspoons a day. Around 5 to 10 ml will be sufficient. You might think that it's quite little. Oh, only 1 teaspoon, only 5 ml. Is this sufficient? It's more than sufficient for your omega-3 6 9 a day already. But can you take more? I do not recommend taking too much of oil because our digestive system are not meant to be taking too much of oil. So when you look back at the food pyramid, the oil at the very tip, whereby we just take a little bit. If too much, what will happen? You will have this diarrhea sensation. When you take too much oil, you have diarrhea. It means when you have diarrhea, the omega you didn't absorb, you just excrete out, will be wasted. So usually we recommend 1 to 2 teaspoons a day will be sufficient already. So unless you have a specific reason why you need to take it more, then you can consume more. It will not give any harm to your body. It's just that if you pass it out through diarrhea, then you don't get the nutrients that is omega found in it. That's about it. And it can be mixed with any food. You can mix with salad, mix with the porridge. Even some would like to have the coffee a day. That means add some oil in it to make it a little bit more rich. A little bit, because the taste is a little bit peanut. Taste very fragrant, very nice. You can add it with any food that you want. Okay, thank you.